Translated from Latin, Taurus means calf, bull, but it so happened that the third generation of this model is called Frog for its characteristic appearance. The debut of the front-wheel drive Taurus took place in 1985. The car was offered in sedan and station wagon bodies with two petrol V6 volumes of 3.0 and 3.8 liters, having the same power, 141 horsepower. Also in the line of power units was a 2.5-liter 106 horsepower four-cylinder gasoline engine. The following year, 1986, Taurus received the honorary title of Car of the Year. In 1988, sales of a charged sports version of the SHO, Super High Output, began, equipped with a 3.6-liter 250 horsepower engine. In 1992, the model was subjected to a deeper styling, strongly changed the body, modernized the chassis. At the same time, production of the 2.5-liter engine was discontinued. In 1996, sales of the next generation, designed in the style of bio-design, began. The main changes, in addition to the interior and exterior, affected the engines. Then there were two new 3-liter V6, 147 horsepower Vulcan and 187 horsepower Duratec. In 1999, the model has undergone a restyling. The motors were upgraded, resulting in a slight increase in power. Vulcan began to develop 153 horsepower, and Duratec, 202 horsepower. Gearboxes remained the same. Great attention was paid to safety. The car received the latest airbag control system, a height-adjustable pedal unit and a special handle that allows you to open a slam trunk from the inside. In 1996, the third-generation Taurus debuted. It has become the apotheosis of bio-design, which was still fashionable in the automotive industry not so long ago. To begin with, we will dispel one common misconception regarding the fact that the Taurus was not supplied to the European market. In fact, this is not so. The model was officially sold in Europe, and in order to understand its nationality, it is enough to pay attention to the location of the machine selector. If it is located on the floor tunnel, then it is a European, and its placement on the steering column clearly indicates an overseas destination. It would seem, well, what difference does it make for which market a particular copy was originally offered? Indeed, in terms of build quality, appearance, with the exception of modified optics, there is no difference in configurations. However, in North America, this is the most common rental model, and there are a lot of them in taxis too. Therefore, if the proposed car has a poor configuration and a shabby interior, then we can assume that it's served in public transport. Taurus, which we also call Taurus among the people, was offered in two body styles, a 4-door sedan and a 5-door station wagon. It is noteworthy that most of the sedans intended for the U.S. market are 6-seater, and this is achieved through the cunning folding of the front seat armrests. Of course, the optional third seat is equipped with its own seat belt. As for the station wagon, it can even be 8-seater, since 2 additional seats are placed in its trunk. And the station wagon has an interesting feature. The glass of its 5th door has separate hinges and can be opened independently of the main door, which is very convenient for transporting a wide variety of long items. The advantages of the car include a spacious interior, which will comfortably accommodate each of its passengers, and a very comfortable driver's seat. For a person of any size, finding your place behind the wheel is not difficult. This is achieved through numerous seat adjustments, including a pneumatically controlled lumbar support and an adjustable steering column. Able to please the entire crew of this machine is also an excellent ventilation and air conditioning system. And if you consider that Taurus is very popular in the canal, where the climate is much harsher than ours, then you don't have to worry about freezing windows at all. In the basic configuration, the model has an extensive electrical package, air conditioning, airbags, ABS, power steering with variable gain. In the most fancy options, you can find a leather interior, a sunroof, and electric seats. And one more trick, on the handle of the driver's door there is a combination lock that allows you to open it without a key. As for corrosion resistance, the Bull is all right with this, and not much time has passed since the debut of this generation. The model was equipped exclusively with 4-range automatic transmissions with overdrive mode. Another function of the machine is the mode of maintaining a given speed, cruise control. By the way, cruise control may not function on running copies, so it's worth checking its performance when buying. In general, the box is quite reliable, especially compared to those used on the previous generation, where their breakdown was not something out of the ordinary. But we must remember that automatic machines do not like driving in the style of a traffic light racer and serve only a calm driver for a long time. The suspension of all wheels in this front-wheel drive model is independent. The resource of the chassis is quite decent, but the bushings of the anti-roll bars are the least durable in it, the need for an early replacement of which is signaled by a knock when braking and driving over bumps. On the road, the car behaves confidently, but all the same, it does not differ in the accuracy of reactions to the actions of the driver and the ability to keep the road of any quality well. Although, given that the car is positioned as a family car, it does not need this accuracy. It is not intended for that. The Taurus was equipped with two V-shaped 3-liter 6-cylinder gasoline engines with distributed fuel injection. One is a 147 horsepower, 2-valve per cylinder, Vulcan-named 187 horsepower, 24-valve Duratec. For the charged version of the SHO, a 3.4-liter V8 power unit was offered, developing as much as 238 horsepower. In general, the resource of motors, except for the forced SHO, is quite large, and with normal maintenance up to 350 to 400,000 kilometers, one does not have to wait for any serious troubles from them. We must take revenge that the engines, due to technical features, do not like dynamic driving and operation at high speeds. All this seriously reduces their resource. Nevertheless, both V6 endow the car with good dynamics and allow you to accelerate to hundreds in less than 11 seconds. And they, which is traditional for Americans, have a low compression ratio, which means they calmly digest 90-second gasoline. True, they need quite a lot of this gasoline. 15 to 17 L/1 POKM in the city is not the limit. An engine oil consumption of 1 liter per 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers, is a stretch, but nevertheless and is within the prescribed range. The main problems of power units come down to a variety of malfunctions of the cooling system, which consist in coolant leaks. Although leaks are typical not only for the cooling system, so the steering rack and power steering can also leak very intensively, but this is typical mainly for cars with really high mileage. The weak sides of the Taurus include short-lived brake cylinders and a not always well-functioning parking brake. Also, various electricians do not differ in good health, the range of problems with which is wide, starting with the simple loss of contact at the junction of the connectors and ending with the failure of the computer that controls the engine. Conclusion. According to one of the respected North American failure statistics magazine Consumer Reports, reliability is not the strongest point of this model, but the high maintainability and affordable cost of spare parts generally compensate for this shortcoming. Pros. Spacious interior, roomy trunk, affordable maintenance price, high level of equipment and safety. Minuses. Cooling greed leaks, various electrical faults.